Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Antimatter Chemistry. It's really cool. You look through underneath the goggles. I didn't notice it before because I think I had different items on my helmet or something that covered it up. But you look through, which is really neat. So I did a little bit of work in between episodes, as you can see if we head on slowly but surely underneath our base. And we do zerp. We have the smeltery now down here. I moved it over and cleaned up a lot of the stuff where we had the old things. The only difference that I made from the smelteries is this one is now a 5x5, so it's not as tall as the last one was, because it would protrude through the floor over there as well. So I just made it a bit bigger, which is fine. It also allows me to have the smeltery controller here on the corner and also the seared tank on the corner, so I can have the lava here and the input for the items over here on the side. And eventually we can probably just remove this, have like an exporter or something, exporting lava from the system, and we can then just use the smeltery as needed because it has so many slots that we don't really need an automatic input because we're not going to process ores automatically with this anymore anyway. But I did use the smeltery to create myself some new boots and also a new chest plate, which doesn't have the slow falling thing, which I believe I put in here. The boots I wanted new because of the glowing, and I don't want to place all the glowing bits on the floors everywhere. I am still going to keep these boots on me because when I go mining, I would love to use that. That would be a cool thing is since you have controls, right, for all of these. If we go here and we do construct and then category, we have chestplate, helmet, and leggings. Why do you not have boots? And you can turn off the modifier for boots. That would be cool. To turn off the glowing on and off because it's kind of annoying otherwise. But I did change up a few things on the armor here. I have a Manulin helmet core and also Manulin, the main part is Manulin on all of it. Then I have cobalt armor plates on all of these and also bone armor trim. I read that skeletal increases your toughness by 50%, which currently the toughness is 0 on all of these, but this will get sorted very quickly. If we do a sponge polishing kit with a bit of sand, we get 5 toughness for no modifiers, which is great. So it's kind of like the sharpening kit from Tinkers to increase the mining levels. So we do that, and it changes the appearance of the armor slightly, but it's fine because we're actually going to do this on the armor as well. Just add concealment ink, I believe, invisible ink on all of this, and we can then put it on, and you never see the armor ever again, which is wonderful. So as far as the modifiers go here, we are gonna put the tool belt on the leggings here, and we're also gonna put the knapsack on the chest plate here, and we can toss those on. And then I believe if I press G or H is the knapsack, which is basically my storage, and then J, is it J? L? No, hold on, I think it was J. And J is going to be conflicting with, yeah, J is conflicting. So let's do H is chest plate. So we can do G, I guess. I think that should work. Yeah, we swapped the hotbar with another hotbar. So what we could potentially do is we can say, grab the satchel here. We are going to be using these and this most of the time, probably. We don't need to store the fortune or the shovel or the axe, which we could potentially do. So let's say we remove everything from my hotbar here. We press G. It's gonna swap the hotbar. We can just put in the crescent hammer, the network tool, the drawer keys, the shovel, the axe, the pickaxe, and the hammer. Well, I'm gonna keep the hammer separate because I'm gonna use it for mining, and I want to have my sword while mining. But that should be good if we press H again, G again, I said. 1, 2, and then 3 for the demonic shieldy thingy. We can toss those in here. And that should be good, I think. We can then just G, and then we can lock the drawers, and then we can G back to do our thing, and then we G back to do network tooling and crescent hammering of things, and it's cool. And we can also fortune things and axe and hoe them until we get night slime, which is going to be hopefully fairly soon. I also made an extra 4K storage cell in between episodes, so we have one 1K that is now empty and can store 63 more items, so that sorted our inventory system problems for the time being. As far as the priorities go here on the drive and the drive fixture where you cannot set the priority, I could set priorities on storage buses, right? But I have not decided yet if I want to move the compacting drawers to places where I'm going to be producing those items. For example, the ingots are going to be like in an ore processing room, and the cobblestone in a cobblestone generation room, or a cobbleworks room for that matter. So I have not decided on that yet. We might figure it out in a way where we don't have to use that many storage buses to not cause too much lag with an extensive applied logistics system, but we'll see. As far as the plan for today is, it's finally time to get to that mob farm that I've been teasing for a couple of episodes. So we're going to make a mob slaughter factory and also a mob crusher here. And for the... Hello? Did I not make a sword? I did make a sword. Hello, thank you. Mob crusher. So as far as the mob farm goes, I have a bit of an idea of how I would want to do this. So I'm going to grab a bit of dirt and a drop of evil. I think we're going to set it up in this dimension, and we can set it up far enough away that we can load it, but it's not going to lag our base directly, so it should be fine. It will contribute to the overworld lag, or through all of the lag that is in this dimension, but I guess it should be fine because eventually we're not going to run a cursed earth farm anyway. We're going to just run specific spawners for specific items, and we can turn them on and off as needed. And we can probably control it with drawer. Ooh, I have ideas. They keep on piling up. Okay, so we're just going to go this way. It doesn't matter if it's centered or anything, but we're going to go far enough away that we are enough away from the base that we kind of can't see it anymore. I think that should be fine. That way it's unloaded. So like right here. And let's do F3 and B to show, not hitboxes, F3G to show chunk borders. And we're going to start off in one chunk here. Doesn't matter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the middle one is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a 9 by 9 of the cursed earth. I think that should be plenty for what we need because the mob farm will run all the time that I'm online. So it should be good. And I could possibly be using my diamond wand for this. And I'm gonna have to go get some building blocks as well, probably some black antimatter. I think that will just work fine. So that is gonna be our mob farm. And then we can use the crusher underneath because this has a working area of this much. And if we place it here in the floor, for example, like this, and we give it a bit of an upgrade, it's gonna cover the floor of those blocks so we can have everything hidden. And we are going to need to make the fortune add-on for the crusher if we want to get looting of sorts on the mobs. I could move all the mobs into with vector plates to a whatchamacallit, a diamond spike enchanted with looting or something that's going to do more looting, but I think that should be plenty of good enough. And on the other side, we're going to put the mob slaughter factory, which works in the same way. It has a working area like that. And we're going to control this on like pink slime that we have in a tank. And we're going to turn it off and on as needed. And they will work together to kill the mobs. We are now ready to put in the drop of evil. I added 4 lamps on top so we can turn this guy on and off and not worry about mobs spawning. So if we do this, we should see some mobs spawning, hopefully. It says that this works. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. It just takes a moment to get started. I already added power down here. We have a power cell that is linked up to the coal generator down the bottom. And I think I want to use some sort of generator that uses some sort of the drops that we get from this. And I want to use that for power over here. So it's kind of running independently. As long as it's running, it has power. And once we have a proper power generation system at the base, we can just switch it over to that. I think that should be a great idea. I made one black hole tank thinking that we'll store this, we'll store XP, which is essence of knowledge, now that I think about it. So we're going to add this guy here, and we're going to do something like this. And that should pick up the essence of knowledge. There we go. And what we'll actually do is we're going to put an ender tank here. And I put lime on it thinking it's going to be XP. I will rather put green probably on it for the essence of knowledge. So we'll get that sorted out later. But the black hole tank is going to be at the base hooked up to the applied energistic system, we also need to transfer out the items. So we're actually going to do a different thing. We're going to put the item duct here on this side, and then the fluid duct here on this side, and the ender tanks will change up in a moment. But if we do a servo here, we should be extracting the items right into this ender chest. I think it's going to be fairly slow. Yeah, it is fairly slow, and I don't know if it's going to keep up, but we can eventually increase the speed of the duct and the servo as well. On this guy over here, we're going to set up 2 other ender tanks. One is going to be meat and one is going to be pink slime, and we're going to transfer those over to the base as well and store them in a couple of black hole tanks also. I'm pretty sure I hooked up everything, so if we turn this on, we should see hopefully this guy working also and this guy working as well. So we should be getting mob drops into here. We're going to grab the other ender chest and we're going to set it up on the other side with another duct and another servo. And we'll look in here, we're not extracting things fast enough. Plus we need to take care of the bows and stuff as well. But that's all going to happen on the other side, not here, I don't think. Because we can easily just put a transfer node with a filter to extract everything, and we can put speed upgrades as well. But yeah, this doesn't look like it's keeping up, at least with this type of servo, so we might need to upgrade it sooner rather than later. Are we getting any sort of this? I don't know. Ooh, I think we do. 40 buckets of meat. I saw it go in. Nice. Okay, if we go home, I have the 3 tanks here. Yeah, here we go. We have 2,000 meat and we have 408 pink slime. So every so often we're going to get a little bit of this, which is fine. We could potentially set up a separate farm that is going to farm the liquid meat or the pink slime. It's not necessary that much, but it should be okay for the time being. So if we grab some silver and some gold, right? And we're not going to do that much. Let's do 16 gold because we are very short on it and we need to go mining. Or maybe set a mob farm in the nether where we kill zombie pigmen for gold. But we can use our induction smelter, I believe, to make electrum. And with electrum, we can upgrade the servos. So you just take the servo with 1 piece of electrum and you get the next tier of the servo. And I'm going to go replace those in the mob farm in a little bit. And I'm also going to take some drawers and we can start extracting items out of here. I have not chunk loaded the farm just yet, so we're not getting more items in. But I will start putting things into drawers and into compacting drawers, and we can start adding them either on this wall or attaching them to the other wall as well. I have everything hooked up. The ender chest is hooked up to some drawers over there that I set up temporarily. The liquids are going to their corresponding spots, and you can see that they're emptying, which means that the chunks at the base are loaded. And I have this area claimed and chunk loaded. I don't need to claim this much. I only need to claim that 1 chunk over here to have it chunk loaded. And for some reason, if I head on home, we don't see any more items coming through, because it just stops doing anything. So I don't know what exactly is going on. Why is it glitching out? Why is it not working properly? But it is doing that. So one option that we could have is that we can use the chunk loading ward from Extra Utilities 2, which does require a villager in a lasso. And I think I have some lassos somewhere. Yeah. And what we can do is we can grab a brewing stand, brew a potion of weakness, and we have to cure a zombie villager. So we would probably go to the deep dark and just travel around until we find a zombie villager. I think that would be the easiest solution. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to see if this is worth making. I don't want to spend the time making it. So we're going to just cheat one in. We're going to go set it up over by the mob farm. And if it loads it up properly, we're going to actually go make one. I don't want to go make one just to see that it doesn't work. So we're just going to grab this one. I think it chunk loads like a 3x3 chunk area. So if we smack you right here in the middle and we then go back home, are we seeing items coming in? Do we get more mob drops? It doesn't look like we are. Interesting. So maybe we put this in the deep dark, I guess. That would also work. It would mean that it would probably spawn mobs that are really, really strong, which again doesn't really matter. But that could be a thing that we do. Yeah, that's the only option that I'm looking for, or looking at, I should say. So maybe we try that, I guess. Before I move the mob farm, I want to conduct a test to see if the chunk loading is going to work. So I have a bunch of cobblestone here. I have another ender chest that is linked up to this ender chest. I set this to extract one item at a time, and we're just going to go into the deep dark and set this up in the main chunk. Just load it up and see if the items are going to be starting to disappear if I go back to the base. We're going to select and load this chunk that we are in. Where did my ender chest go? Oh, it's here. Haha. Yeah, F3G is going to possibly cause an issue. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, cool. So if we put this in here, like, we're getting mob loot now. Now that we left the dimension, we're getting mob loot and everything is transferring over. Well, I guess we're putting it in the deep dark then, because for some reason when I'm in the overworld or in the antimatter dimension, it's not doing its thing, but this is transferring items. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, we're just gonna move the thing to the deep dark. We're gonna dig a hole and set it up over here somewhere. I also want to move the deep dark portal, possibly maybe even up here, just so it's a little bit out of the way. It's somewhere in the corner where I'm not going to accidentally step on it. And I want to see if this links up to the same deep dark portal or if it's going to make a new one. Because I don't know how it links up. Because it could make a specifically new hole. Yep, it definitely does. So if we look at the waypoint here, we can see that this is where our previous entrance was. So I think we'll set up another like entrance down to the mine and also another entrance to the outside here, which is not going to take too long. It's just a little bit of digging. And we can pretty much just dig it straight down to Y levels that we need because we have flight and no fall damage. So we can just set up a hole where copper is, for example, and a hole where diamonds are. So that should be fine. So as far as the mob farm is concerned, let's go in the northerly direction and we're just gonna dig out a space and set this up once more. It's working! We have a fully functioning mob farm. We can get loot. We are getting loot, I should say, and it is amazing. It is really cool. So I need to set up the drawers right now. I think I wanna put most of the things that don't need to go into compacting drawers into just regular old drawers, because it looks really cool when you have a giant drawer wall and you don't have the little tiny 2x2 drawers, which I normally used to do all the time because it's more compact. But here where we have so much space on the wall for drawers, we might as well do that, right? So for example, things that nuggets or blocks of we don't need, we're just going to toss into regular old compacting drawers and set them up over here on this wall. I decided to move the drawer wall on the opposite side of this wall, and we can have an entrance here and an entrance here on this side for whenever we connect this to other parts of the base, because we're not really going to have to go outside in the antimatter dimension, I think, anymore, as long as we clean up this mess and not have anything set up outside here. But basically, I have most of the things that were clogging up my storage system in here, and you can see we have a bunch of types that are free now, so all of the storage cells are green, which is lovely. And we can just head on out here to clean up a little bit more on this side. So we're going to facade this, we're going to facade this, and actually we need to move the ender chest down by one more block. So let me just do that real fast. So we're going to just remove this guy. We're going to add the 2 ducts like so, and we can then put the ender chest right here. It doesn't matter what's here in the floor because we're going to hide it anyway. We're going to make a ceiling kind of like on this level. So this should be fine. And we're basically going to add a servo right here on the top to extract everything pretty much. And also we're going to just blacklist once we get some of the unstackable items. Those can go into a trash can right here, which we're gonna put over here, and then go grab another servo. Sorry, another duct, I should say. I should have another servo somewhere. It could have fallen outside on the floor here somewhere. No? I thought I had another servo. Apparently not. Are you here? No. Well, I don't know where it went, but I had another servo, which is going to be extracting out the items into the trash can. And we're not going to get that many things, I don't think. And if we do, we are just going to set up a filter in the trash can itself to just void everything. So we're getting swords and bows, and eventually I think we should get like all of the vanilla armor things, which we're just going to filter out, and it should be fine. I'm just going to leave it open for the time being, just so we can sort it out a little bit later. So here we're going to do this, and then grab some of these covers and just do that to cover it from the outside. Which, again, we're going to probably put another layer of white antimatter here on the wall to cover everything up, and it's going to make this cube a tiny bit bigger, which is fine. And we're also going to cover up the drawers here in the back, which currently are white. But I want to change them to the black variety because it looks really, really cool if you have the black border on the drawers rather than having the white border like we have here. So those will change eventually. I just have to take some time in between episodes to move everything. And that should be fine. So the mob farm is running nice and well. And we're going to do the next thing, which is to get a fortune add-on, which requires 6 emeralds, a pink slime ingot, and 2 plastic. So the emerald's not a problem. If we need to, we can go find more emerald ore in the deep dark. Or I think I have a few emeralds. I have 12, so we have enough. But the pink slime ingot, we need a fluid sieving machine. So that is fluid sieving. I think this also requires pink slime. Yeah. So do we have everything? Yes. Okay, so if we grab ourselves a bucket. And we grab one of you. We come outside. We're just going to place it down on the floor. And then we basically wait until this spawns a baby pink slime. Aha, there we go. Apparently the overworld didn't really want to work, but we have looting on our sword. So if we do a smack, we should get pink slime. We didn't, not even one. Okay, fine, I'll do it again. Let us try again. Yay, 1 pink slime. It's all we need, because we can duplicate slime with compacting drawers, I believe. If we put slime blocks in here, or slime balls, it should make slime blocks. But if we put this in here, ooh, did they make it? Did they finally fix this? There's a pink slime block from Dark Utilities. Pink slime, use this. Do you have a block that you can be made into? Ah, congealed slime block. Lets you jump really high from Tinkers. That is a wrench in my plan, because normally you could put a regular slime block into the drawer and it would make pink slime blocks be able to be duplicated, which it doesn't. So it's okay, because we just need liquid pink slime. We don't really need actual pink slime. So we can then make a fluid sieving machine. And if we need more pink slime, we can possibly capture a pink slime, make a spawner out of it, and then use that for what we need. Do I have an empty reservoir? I changed everything to my traveler's knapsack thing, so we can probably just do this. Grab all of the pink slime that we have. We're gonna come down here, set up this guy, and I can just probably right click. Yeah. We're gonna right click a bunch in here to fill it up, and then I believe I only need iron ingots. Iron. Thank you very much. And we come to this pie, and we get pink slime ingots. Wonderful. Let me just do this so I don't lose my pink slime. There we go. Cool. So with the pink slime ingots, we can now grab ourselves the fortune add-on. Fortuna add-on. Nice. Okay, we're gonna toss everything inside here. And we can then head on to the mob farm and add this and see how much it's gonna be better. Actually, no. I remember now. We need to enchant this with actual fortune. So we need an enchanting table. And enchantment table. And I think we have the disenchanter from Draconic. We also have the auto enchantment. Oh, we have all of these from Industrial Foregoing. So that should be fine. So we can do an enchantment extractor. If we get a couple of books, once we get a bit of paper. Two books. And then another brick. Enchantment Extractor, like so. We also can do the Enchantment Applicator, which is 3 anvils. And that should be good. And then we also have the Enchantment Factory, which I can make. And we can use in a moment. But we're going to just do this. I am going to need the essence, though, that we have in one of these tanks here. So we're going to toss the pink slime back. No, I'm just taking the pink slime. Can I do this? Ah, we can toss it in there, and it should empty into the tank. There we go, empty. Full of essence. Cool. And we can head on down here. And we're going to use this wall as our industrial foregoing machines. So we're going to do the applicator and the extractor. So I need to do the extractor probably and enchant possibly a diamond pickaxe or maybe even a golden pickaxe to see if I can get fortune on it. I think we can just try and toss it through here. It uses 3 millibuckets to enchant this, and then we need to make a bunch of books and put them through the enchantment extractor with the pickaxes to extract the books. We managed to get fortune after a couple of enchants. We have all the books in here, and that is much simpler than using levels and doing it manually. So we can just grab ourselves the fortune 3 book, enchantment applicator, we toss you in and toss you in. And I think you need essence also. Toss a little bit in there. Fortune 3 add-on. Nice. Eventually, we're going to just pump essence constantly into these machines, and we can just run them through if we need to get enchants for something else. But the Fortune 3 add-on should be able to go into the Mob Crusher to get ourselves more drops. We are kind of struggling on the transferring of the items, so I'm going to make a few impulse item ducts here. From a little bit of glowstone and a little bit of regular item ducts in the fluid transposer, and we can come over here then and we can get rid of this guy and this guy, and we can then put the impulse ones down and then do a servo like that, and that should, if we do a blacklist of that, don't extract that, I think that should be fine. We can then clear this out, and the items are transferring much faster in the duct, so it should be transferring them out much quicker. We can also add a filter here for this guy to extract that as well. There we go. And I kind of removed the servo, so we lost the filter for the bow, so we'll add that at some point. But as soon as if this is on blacklist for iron shovels, it shouldn't be a problem. It's going to extract like a sword that's not going to be on the filter here, and it's going to go inside of there and block the servo, which is fine. I don't think it should be an issue, but if it becomes an issue, we'll sort it out when it gets to it. I have an even better idea for this. We're just going to put the trash can back where we have the mob farm, because there's no need for us to sort this out over here. We can just sort everything out at the mob farm. So I'm going to see, actually, we're going to do the whole filtering thing with these filters, and we're going to grab a chest of the iron variety, and we're actually going to make it a bit bigger because eventually we're going to have a whole bunch of items to be stored. So we're going to do something like this, and we're going to head over to the Deep Dark and sort it out over there. In these kind of situations where sorting out items is horribly difficult because you don't have Ender.io ducts, or Ender.io conduits, those would be just the best to solve my problems. But we're gonna say like this. We're gonna basically take one of these item ducts here, and we're just gonna extract everything into this chest here on the bottom, right? So everything is gonna go in here that is produced by the mob farm. Then we're gonna have a transfer node here and an ender chest right here, and we're gonna put in a filter for whatever we want to keep. So I'm gonna add all of these to the filter and see if they all fit on here. If not, we'll just nest some filters. And then on the other side here, we're gonna put the trash can, and we're also gonna put a transfer node just so we can keep the symmetry. And here we're gonna add a filter for whitelisted, ignore MBT and ignore metadata, like so on the bow, and that should extract all the bows out. We could potentially, you know what? We don't need to do that. I have a better solution. We just duplicate the filter, but we blacklist the bow, right? No, that's gonna cause the same issue that I want to solve. That's not gonna sort it out. Yeah, we need to whitelist everything that we want to keep. All right, I have everything filtered here. If we turn off the node so we don't extract anything that we don't want, you can see that I have 2 filters nested in here. And if we toss them in there, turn this on, it should work properly. And the filters are just set up here. This is all of the kind of vanilla yeast things. And then this is all of the other things that don't fit onto the filter that we've gotten so far. Oh, glowstone, for example, is another thing that we'd need. Do I want to stick it in this filter? We can do it. It's this one. It's fine. We're going to add glowstone. So this is, this one's full. So this one's not going to be changing. So we don't really need to grab that one out. But you basically close this, bring this out. We check which filter is the good one. We're just going to remove both actually. And we're going to put the one that is done in the left corner. And hopefully I remember that. And then this one that's not full, we're going to put in the bottom right corner, right? And we can then toss in the master filter right here. Flip this on. Put this guy back here. And then we'll add the glowstone to here. And we can toss those 2 in there. Cool. We can even toss the cobble here to get extracted out because it's going to get to it eventually, I hope. Or maybe not. It should extract the cobblestone. It's in the drawers. No? Oh, it might be full. The drawer might be full. That should be okay. Anyway, I got distracted by cobblestone for a second. I think we have a fully functioning mob farm. We need a proper elevator here for the entrance. I also tossed a bunch of these glow balls on the floor. I think I'm missing one here because this is darkness. Yeah. We need one more here in this corner. And an elevator. We could stick the elevator somewhere in here possibly as well. Or we can put it in here in the middle and reorganize the glow balls a little bit. But we have a functioning mob farm. It is amazing. It is doing its thing. We're getting ender pearls. We're getting bones. We're getting all of the good stuff. So that is really, 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 really nice. And with that awkwardness, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I am hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and you can also subscribe to get notified of when new videos go live. You can also support me on Patreon as well if you want. And please let me know down in the comments, if you're my Patreon, do you want to play with me on the same server, or are you fine with playing on another server? Because I can simply set up this world onto a server and people can play together. That would be a neat thing if you let me know down below. So anyway, as I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.